Welcome everybody to Friday Night Talkdown. I'm your host Zach Vicky, thanking you again for tuning in to Friday Night Talkdown. We are live on WrestlingShock.com, so definitely go check out that site. Great news, great columns, definitely go check it out. And also we are live here on the YouTube channel, so subscribe to the Roz Gibby YouTube channel. Get yourself fixed with some Raw reviews in Friday Night Talkdown, plus future pay-per-view reviews, so that'll be very interesting to see. As you can see in the right-hand corner is my Twitter handle, and that is at RozGibby. So you could tweet during the show by tweeting to me at RozGibby, and you could see your tweets streaming down the side of the tweet bar there. So see your tweets, join into the conversation. Let me know your thoughts on some of the big WWE news going on today, and TNA, because mainly this show is talking about the big TNA news, because not really much big news in terms of what happened in WWE, more some continuation of some of the stuff that happened with the current Rey Mysterio, Alberto Del Rio situation, some of the budget cut situation. So it's more of a continuation, so I don't really want to repeat some of that information. So just going to bring in some new info, something that's been reported on, and so definitely be all ears. And also too, we'll be taking your Twitter questions at the end of the show. So if you have any Twitter questions for future shows, tweet them to me at RozGibby with the hashtag AskGibby, and you will get your tweets answered live here on Friday Night Talkdown. So let's get started here with the big news coming out of TNA, in which Bully Ray, no longer a member of TNA Wrestling. This is a very big move for TNA, because Bully Ray is essentially one of the big main event guys in TNA right now. So this is a massive, massive loss for TNA. Now, the rumor is that Bully Ray and TNA couldn't come up with a new deal. So therefore, Bully Ray made his announcement at a house show that it was his final TNA show. So again, very big news in terms of the star power that's going away from TNA right now. And it's really going to be hard with the tag team situation going on right now, in which they have these series of tag matches. Now that because Davey Richards also broke his leg, which is very, very bad, and so the tag team titles are not looking too good. And also now that Bully Ray is gone, it's really going to put a damper into the tag team series. So I guess we'll see what's going to happen here for TNA and how they're going to book around this TNA tag team series. Because, everybody was really, really excited to see the Dudleys reform, and excited to see the Hardys come back and wrestle. And, the Wolves are also a very, very good tag team in TNA right now. So it's very disappointing to see just what they were not able to do with Bully Ray going away now. So hopefully, I wish that Bully Ray could stay, because I think he's definitely a big superstar that could carry the torch for TNA. Saying that though, he is older. He's 44, I believe. If not, correct me in the comments. But he's getting up there in age, and I don't expect him to go to WWE anytime soon. A lot of people want to see him go back to WWE, but I don't think that's going to happen, essentially because of the big budget cuts going on in WWE, and the fact, too, as I mentioned earlier, that he's gotten older. He's 45. I don't think they'll have much use for Bully Ray in the future. They could possibly bring him back for a Hall of Fame induction, because he definitely deserves a Hall of Fame induction, and I don't think it's any doubt in anybody's mind that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame with Devon Dudley as the Dudley Boys. So maybe that's the kind of deal they do in the future. But I don't see him coming in wrestling for WWE at all, because I don't think that's. I think because of his age, it's not possible for him to succeed in the WWE environment. Plus, I think his character doesn't fit the mold of WWE right now. I know it's the reality era, and we're starting to break away a bit from the PG era, but it's not. It's still very much a PG-like setting for me. Kind of breaking the grounds on PG, nothing like TV-14, but it's still technically the PG era in my opinion. So I don't think we're going to see Bully Ray and his kind of character come in and be successful anyways. So, which is disappointing, but because I really, really like Bully Ray, and I think he definitely is a very successful wrestler, especially his work as a tag team with Devon in WWE, and also to his singles run in TNA. Obviously, there was the Aces and Eights, and that was not a very good storyline, but he's been able to move on from that and really succeed in a main event spot in TNA. So I think that's how he'll be remembered. But it's embarrassing for TNA knowing that they have him inducted in the Hall of Fame this year, the TNA Hall of Fame, and he's left. So that's not a very good induction, just like Sting. And so it's not good timing for TNA to have him in the Hall of Fame. So another big TNA news story just being reported today, I believe. If not, definitely last night. ODB, another TNA wrestler, female wrestler. She is also no longer with TNA. So this is another big loss for TNA, in my opinion, obviously. Because ODB was very much a big fixture in the Knockouts division in TNA. She was definitely a very entertaining character with Eric Young. It's just I wish they could have done more with ODB, because she was a good character. She wasn't made to look like the hot woman going around, but can't wrestle. She had her own character that was unique to her. So it was just, it's just disappointing to see that they couldn't come to a new contract. Now ODB, I don't think will also be in WWE either, because I think again her character doesn't really fit into the WWE scheme and where they're going right now in terms of Total Divas and all that. So I don't think ODB will go to WWE either. I think she'll stick around in the independents. It's noteworthy to note that ODB actually follows this show. So I'd like to thank her for following us. I know she'll probably not be watching, but you definitely have my support on whatever you want to do. Whether it be, outside of TNA, Japan wrestling, whatever. Definitely got my support. So it's disappointing. It's disappointing to see, the reaction that, sorry, not the reaction. It's disappointing to see the that ODB is no longer with TNA, because I think she was also a very much a big fixture in TNA Knockouts wrestling. So yeah, very disappointing, but hopefully she gets better. Future. Hopefully the future looks bright for ODB. So then we have another big set of news concerning TNA itself. Spike TV has renewed TNA till the rest of the year. So when it goes to the end of the year, that's when TNA would no longer be a part of Spike. This is all part of a ploy to get it's all part of a ploy to get to renegotiate the contract currently going on by Spike and Dixie Carter. Hopefully they're able to come to a deal, because TNA has really been on a roll right now. I mean, it's been a great show. The past couple of weeks, they've been really consistent on their shows. So I'm really liking the way that it's going for TNA right now, and I hope that they stay on television with Spike, because I think, TNA is really starting to get better, and the viewers are starting to show up a bit more. But now with the move to Wednesday, obviously, because apparently a lot of people didn't see Hardcore Justice on Wednesday, which is disappointing, because Hardcore Justice was really, really good yesterday. So it was, or 2 days ago, sorry, as I'm recording this. So it's disappointing to see that they couldn't extend the contract further between Spike and TNA, but at least we get to see TNA on television for the rest of the year, and hopefully further, because I do think that they deserve now a chance to re-sign with Spike, just because they do deserve it. And I think because of the way their programming has been the past couple of weeks, that they need that contract and really keep that role going, because a lot of people right now are saying that they prefer TNA over WWE right now. And if you're one of those anti-WWE people or anti-TNA people that don't want to watch it, don't be ignorant to the fact about what's going on in TNA and start bashing TNA. Because TNA is really, really good. So don't bash TNA because, they're not on WWE's level right now. Because TNA, because I've been reading a bit into what Bruce Blitz said, and he said it perfectly. He said that right now TNA is like a mixture of WWE, but with independent shows too. And that's a really good mix that can really appeal to hardcore fans, as you said. So, and I totally agree with him on that. It's really a great mix what they're doing in TNA. That's making it different, from the pack. And they're really utilizing some of their talent, like Bram. I really like Bram. I think he's got a successful future in TNA. I also like Ethan Carter III. I think he could be a top heel because he's really good at his character. I also really like Magnus. I do like Magnus. I didn't like his title run earlier in the year. Didn't like how they were using him. But I do like what they're doing with him now, just teaming with Bram. I do like Eric Young, although I don't think he's main event material in my opinion. Sorry, I think he'll just remain in mid-card spot because I don't see him as a world champion even after the title run he had. There's a lot of guys I really like in TNA that's really stood out to me. I just like the way TNA is proceeding right now. I think it's some good stuff going on in TNA. So don't bash TNA don't bash TNA if you're just ignorant to the fact and are not watching it, because they're really putting on good shows right now. So don't be ignorant to the fact that TNA is doing well. That's all I have to say. So we'll go on to the next question here, or next topic. Next topic going on is Kurt Angle apparently contacted Triple H and Vince McMahon, and they contacted, Kurt Angle, contacted Vince McMahon and Triple H, discussing about a possible return to WWE, and apparently Vince McMahon and Triple H, just said no. So that's quite disappointing to hear. This is coming from Kurt Angle himself, apparently. I don't have anything to confirm or deny that, but it's really consistent right now in some of the news. So if this is true, people are saying this is a bad decision for WWE. Personally, he's 46. Again, I'm throwing age in here, but he's 46, and I think he wouldn't pass the physical right now, even after he's been sobering up. Getting himself better. I don't think that Kurt Angle will be well enough to go in and be successful because of the previous issues he's had, especially with his back. And he is sobering up and he is getting better, but I still don't think he would pass a wellness test, and I don't think he would do well in the ring in terms of his conditioning. But I'm not totally against the Kurt Angle return, because I do like Kurt Angle. But you gotta face the facts that Kurt Angle may just be nearing the end of his career right now. And so he kind of just, again, maybe something like Bully Ray, where he goes into the Hall of Fame and all that, maybe signs the Legends deal, makes appearances and all that. That could be something for Kurt Angle, but I don't see him returning to a WWE ring anytime soon, just because of wellness stuff and all that. So don't expect Kurt Angle to come back to WWE anytime soon. So we go on to this lawsuit. Not a lot of people are talking about this, but I think I want to talk about this one. WWE currently has another lawsuit against them from another law firm. This one concerning about it's concerning about their television deal, I believe. So this is interesting to note because of the ongoing budget cuts, how their lawsuit stands in court. Because WWE said that they were going to beat NASCAR's offer of a contract, and that did not happen. In fact, it was like way less than what they accepted for. So unfortunately, that's not very good for WWE, as they really hyped up that they were going to beat NASCAR and they were going to be an entertainment brand, or sports entertainment brand. The problem I found with that sort of marketing is that WWE, the reason why NASCAR got that massive contract is because they were they presented themselves as sports. WWE is presenting themselves as entertainment, and entertainment doesn't really buy that much, you know what I mean? It doesn't get that money, So it's disappointing to see that WWE is going to get another lawsuit, and they're probably going to adjust the way they plan things, how they cut budgets and all that. So it's just, I don't think WWE will actually win this lawsuit, and that may be a precedent to future events going on in WWE in the future, because it's just not going well for them right now, especially with this lawsuit coming in. And final bit of news, pretty short episode this week, not a bunch of news, but this one's more talking about the new WWE 2K15 video game. The new entrances for Randy Orton and Goldust have been released, and they look really, really good. I'll try and find a link to the IGN First article, and I will put it in the description so you can check it out. Definitely some interesting stuff. The entrances are essentially the same, but with the new graphics enhancement to them, it looks a hell of a lot better than it did last year. So that's always really good. So yeah, I will put the links down once I find the IGN First article, and then you can go check it out. Definitely some interesting stuff. The only thing I had a problem with this IGN First is that they also had an interview a little bit back. They also had an interview with a guy, and he revealed essentially nothing new, which always annoys me. If you're gonna have an interview with somebody and nothing is revealed, what's the point of having that interview with a guy anyways? So, but it's I hope the video game does well. I do like the WWE games library. It's always been a good wrestling series, so hopefully this game becomes even better. So yeah, it's very exciting to see the future outlook for the future WWE video games. So those were some of the big stories this week. Again, very slow news week in terms of wrestling. I don't go over the spoilers because I think we need to show people, outside of spoilers and all that. So, but we did get a mass amount of questions this week. So definitely, if you want to tweet me any questions and get them answered live here on Friday Night Talkdown, you can tweet them to me at RozGibby, and you will get them answered. I also put in the hashtag AskGibby, and you will get them answered, guaranteed 100%. So, I'll go to the first question here that I have. Thoughts on Bull Dempsey and the Mojo Rawley feud? Who is awesomer to you? This comes from @Addicted to Dolph Ziggler. This is from the YouTube channel Bree Talks WWE. Definitely go check that channel out and subscribe. Great topics, all that. Bull Dempsey and Mojo Rawley aren't two of the biggest fan favorites aren't two of the biggest characters in NXT, and a lot of fans consider them stale. So really, they're kind of pitting each other to see who can come out more over. So because I don't really like Bull Dempsey, and I'm certainly not a fan of Mojo Rawley. So I think Mojo Rawley. So I'm thinking Bull Dempsey is awesomer to me, because at least his character is somewhat interesting. Mojo Rawley's character is very, it's just very babyface. There's nothing to it, and the finisher is just so weird. I don't understand that finisher from Mojo Rawley. I wish it was different. So Bull Dempsey is the one that's sticking out to me in this feud. And that may go to show that maybe Mojo Rawley needs a repackaging, because, he's really not getting that much over with the crowd. So, next question I got here. Best match of 2014 so far. And this comes from @Rematch Report. They are a website. Definitely go check that out. Best match. There's been a lot of great matches this year. The ones that come to my mind are Triple H and Daniel Bryan. That was a great match. I did like Shield versus Evolution. I also liked. There's not really a favorite match I had. I just have a series of favorite matches. I liked Shield versus Evolution. What else? I really like the tag team bout between Harper and Rowan and the Usos. Those were that was a really good tag team match. What else? There's been a bunch of really good matches. I did like Orton and Batista and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. Wyatt and Daniel Bryan, obviously. There's been a lot of matches involving Daniel Bryan that I really liked. I'm gonna say the favorite match so far has been Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. I just liked how technical it was and how smooth the wrestling was during that match. So that'd be probably my favorite match going on this year. Second question from at Rematch Report. What is your favorite wrestling documentary? I really like the CM Punk Best in the World documentary. That was really good. I have not gotten a chance to see the new Paul Heyman documentary, and that will probably be my new favorite documentary once I see it. So maybe that'll be it. But right now, from the documentaries I've seen, my favorite one has to be the CM Punk Best in the World one, because it just felt so real, and it was very engaging. So yeah, I really liked the CM Punk. I really like the CM Punk documentary. So thank you for those questions. Next question here. Favorite pay-per-view of 2014. I did like WrestleMania 30. I thought that was really good. I think the best pay-per-view this year, to me, was Money in the Bank this year. I thought was pretty good, even though LOL Cena wins in that match. And I think I also liked WrestleMania. I thought that was good. Interesting stuff. And also there's some good ones. Royal Rumble was okay. Elimination Chamber was forgettable in my opinion. WrestleMania was really good. Extreme Rules was really, really good. I liked Extreme Rules. Battleground was alright. Payback was alright. So I think, again, not a favorite right now. I'm just going to wait till the year rolls in, and then I'll let you know about my favorite pay-per-view. But so far, the ones up there has to be WrestleMania 30, Extreme Rules, and also Money in the Bank. Those definitely have to be my favorite wrestling matches this year. So, next question coming in is from Matrix22022. He's got a blog. Definitely go check that out. How do you feel about the Ambrose-Rollins feud since Dean is going to film a movie? They're going to keep this feud rolling. They're going to try and find a way to keep this feud rolling. Maybe have Dean and Ambrose lurking around and about, just waiting, and just waiting for him to debut, to attack Rollins. Have Rollins be paranoid, So it's going to be interesting because I do think they'll continue this feud between Ambrose and Rollins. So hopefully Ambrose and Rollins, the feud will be even better once Ambrose gets back, and that's going to be a while. But if they're able to build some tension with the possibility of Dean, coming back in a big way, maybe like attacking Seth Rollins again, because I really think if they continue this with this feud, it'll be a great, great rivalry. And it's just set up perfectly right now to be an awesome, awesome rivalry. So I think this feud will continue, and I do really like this feud because of just the chemistry between Ambrose and Rollins. So hopefully when Dean does come back from filming his movie, it'll be really good, the feud. So yeah, that's essentially how I feel about the feud. This one comes from Oliver Norgrove. He's a guest host here on the show a bunch of times. If there's no crowd reaction for Randy Orton, for how many years will they keep him in the main event? Well, WWE is smart enough to know when something's not working, in my opinion. So, who knows? He is going to be... He's gonna be on top for a little bit while longer. Personally, I don't like Randy Orton. I don't think he's that amazing. I don't really see the hype around Randy Orton. So I think he'll be on top a little longer. But if there's no crowd reaction for Randy Orton, they'll know when to, just lower his role. But I don't think the crowd reaction is going to be gone for Orton. I think there's still going to be a fairly decent reaction for Orton. And if there's a fairly decent reaction to Orton, you bet your ass they're going to keep him in the main event scene. So yeah, there's going to be crowd reaction no matter what. This next question comes from Crespin Hope. With Kalisto and Sin Cara wrestling great lately, what are the chances that they will beat the Vaudevillains and go on to beat Ascension for the titles? Again, talking about NXT. I think it's a pretty high chance. I do like this Kalisto Sin Cara tag team, a good luchador tag team. But I do think the Vaudevillains have a very good chance to beat the Ascension. Just because I think they've got an interesting gimmick, to them. So I think they have a better chance. But Sin Cara and Kalisto definitely have a great chance to go on and beat Ascension for the titles. It's just a matter on if they do beat Ascension for the tag titles. If they do beat Ascension for the tag titles, will they be a successful tag team? And I think the answer was definitely yes. I think they'll be successful because NXT does have some very good stuff going on down there. So yeah, I do think the chances of them beating Vaudevillains are pretty good. To beat the Ascension is also pretty good considering the status on what the Ascension is, if the Ascension is going to go up to the main card right now is. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good chance. So, next question comes from @L.Lulman. Reigns promised revenge for Ambrose. Will it go nowhere? Yeah. It's essentially something that Reigns said. I don't think they haven't really been building up on that. Reigns saying he's going to get revenge for Ambrose. I don't think it's going to go anywhere because they haven't really been setting their sights from that phrase. Really, WWE should focus on that. It could be very interesting to see the inner circle of the Shield just attacking Seth Rollins, Ambrose and Reigns. But I think it's going nowhere. So yeah, I think it's just essentially something Reigns said and people kind of took out of context. So yeah. So next question comes from @EdwardSharp6. What are the chances that Ambrose and Rollins get to wrestle in a match with no outside interference? Hell in a Cell, maybe? Yeah, Hell in a Cell, but Ambrose is gone for a while. So I'm thinking it's going to be Royal Rumble that he returns. And so Rollins and Ambrose, Hell in a Cell would have been great. But there was bad timing in terms of Ambrose leaving to go do his movie. So it would have been nice to see it at Hell in a Cell because I think that would have been like the perfect stipulation to end this feud. But I don't think we'll see Ambrose for a while. I think we'll see him at Royal Rumble. So yeah, that's what I think about that. Next question comes from @TimVicious. He does vicious rants here on YouTube, so definitely go check it out. My question is, do you feel we are officially out of the PG era? No, I don't think we're officially out of the PG era just yet. I think we're starting to break some grounds in the PG rating. I think we're starting to challenge that PG rating a little bit more. But I still think we're in this PG era because of just some of the stuff going on in WWE is still a little PG. Obviously, Adam Rose is definitely a big PG aspect. Fandango, Satino at the time, all these guys are still essentially PG gimmicks. And while there's still PG gimmicks, there's still going to be a PG era. But we are starting to challenge that PG rating a bit. So I think we're still in the PG era, but we're challenging it. So, last question here comes from @MarkoutNews. New Twitter account, so definitely go follow. Who do you think the new GM of NXT will be? That's an interesting question because honestly, I have no idea who the new GM could be. It could be a number of people. Maybe they have Triple H come in and general manage NXT. That could be interesting, considering he's the one making the announcements in NXT. So I don't know who would come in and take over and be a manager. Maybe Flair.
That could be pretty interesting if they have Ric Flair be a manager. There's a bunch of people. They'll probably bring somebody within their training staff to be the general manager of NXT. Maybe they bring back Dusty Rhodes. Who knows? But we'll see. I honestly have no idea who they could pick, because really it could be anybody. Maybe it's Brad Maddox coming back. Who knows? So, those were some of the questions for Friday Night Talkdown. Again, if you have any questions, please tweet them to me at RozGibby with the hashtag AskGibby, and I will answer them on the next edition of Friday Night Talkdown. And so thank you for tuning into Friday Night Talkdown. We were live from WrestlingShock.com. Definitely go check out that site. I'm going to have a column up very soon talking about a character's evolution in wrestling. It's going to be an interesting read for you guys. Definitely check out. Definitely go check out WrestlingShock.com. Also follow me on Twitter at RozGibby. You can find me on Facebook too, RozGibby Facebook page. Check that out. And thank you for listening to Friday Night Talkdown, and I hope you all have a great day.